What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's episode, we are going to be discussing a topic that I did reference yesterday night. So I was torn between, two different topics we should discuss. So I did put out this poll, as you can see on the screen, which was basically what to do with XRP in 2021, or what no one on XRP, Ripple, YouTube is really talking about. And it seems like out of, I believe, over 400 votes, that what no one on XRP Ripple is talking about is the coin to discuss. Basically, as we know, there's been some pretty insane movements in most of the market on XRP. As you remember, yesterday's episode, we did discuss the possibilities of a bearish reversal in pretty much all the cryptocurrencies, as most things were starting to trend downwards. Most things were hitting resistance, showing massive signs of uncertainty, and then an ultimate reversal to the downside. So what's crazy is just last night, as I anticipated, some pretty big resistances were not stopped and support were broken, and we immediately saw correction to the downside. This was mentioned multiple times in yesterday's episode, as we were neck and neck on certain similar channels, sideways channels that had supports and resistances, price floors and price ceilings that needed to be broken. Otherwise, if you guys are interested in seeing where and how low these coins are going to be going to, definitely make sure to watch the video to the end. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you right after this. Alright guys, so pretty crazy things happening right now within the market. You can see XRP is dropping lower, Ethereum is falling, Bitcoin is correcting, Litecoin is correcting, pretty much everything is correcting back to the downside. You can see for pretty much for the most part, top 10 cryptos, everything is down about double digits. This is pretty much right on cue. If you rewatch yesterday's episode, you can see that we were trading at some pretty high resistances in the market, and there was a good chance we would anticipate reversal to the downside. And this will be the ultimate test. Coins like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, if we see them head down, is XRP going to follow suit, or is it going to act within itself and head up higher? That's what we're really focusing on right now, because they do have a bigger impact on cryptocurrencies than XRP does. So if Ethereum, which is throwing all the signs of a potential reversal, which I really do think is going to happen, there's a good chance we could see other altcoins follow through as well, like Bitcoin and Litecoin. And we'll see what XRP does. So pay attention to Ethereum as well, as Ethereum is hitting its top resistance here. Clear uncertainty. I mean, this is without a doubt, this is textbook right now. This is clear resistance, this is clear uncertainty, and this is usually a reference to the top of a cryptocurrency, and it's usually referencing a reversal or the opposite pattern to form within its movements. So we had a bullish movement leading up to that. So following suit would be a reversal to the downside. So I would be anticipating a great short opportunity, a huge short opportunity. If we see Ethereum breach, I'd say 1,153. If we breach this level, good chance we're flowing all the way down to 990, if not all the way down to 831. So we are not only that, extremely overbought, extremely overextended on the RSI, on the MACD, on the moving averages. We are way too high up. FOMO really, plowed us higher. So there's a good chance we should be expecting to see some sort of reversal within the next couple of hours. I'd say day or two at most to the downside. So get ready to short Ethereum if you know how to do so, or don't know. Very easy to do so on Bityard. I promote this all the time. Another reason why XRP would probably pop is, like I said before, retesting its moving averages here. Good chance it's going to swing up to 42 cents, 37 to 42 cents. Otherwise, looking at Bitcoin, these other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin broke out of this, ascending fractal we had drawn out. Very interesting, using it as a resistance now, but it looks okay. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we head up higher, to be honest with you guys. FOMO is still large, but Bitcoin, you guys have to consider at any point in any given time right now, being that Bitcoin is so overextended, anticipate some sort of massive drop very soon. It's just going to happen. Within 1 hour, you're going to see the coin drop all the way down to like $25,000 within a blink of an eye. We've seen 80% drops year after year. Expect to see one now. There's no difference right now. So very high risk trade right now if you plan on using Bitcoin.
Litecoin as well, showing some uncertainty, good chance of a reversal happening, so consider that as well. As for S&P closing yesterday,
which is exactly what happened. As we discussed, they were pretty strong resistances and supports that the second we saw confirmation of a break, we would buy into it, anticipating a run to either the upside or the downside, and then shorting or buying long for the market. As you guys know, XRP was one of those cryptos that we had a clear-cut sign on. We discussed that XRP was undervalued, but in the regards to the markets deciding to correct Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP would be funneled in with it, and we would see the correction to the downside. So immediately what was noticed was we saw this massive, which it isn't even loading right now. Let's give it a quick refresh. Hopefully this helps us get a better general understanding of this. Boom. Let's go to XRP, to the daily. You can see it's really not even loading, but it did actually correct a little bit lower from here. We were being withheld from certain supports, and ultimately it did correct lower. You can see this clear as day on the XRP chart right here. Referencing what was discussed yesterday, you can see we discussed interesting resistances. We saw a clear double top forming on the coin. What we also discussed was that this was a clear resistance. Yesterday, ultimately carved in stone where this resistance level was and where the price ceiling was. We discussed and found that 35 cents was the key resistant area. And we discussed that this moving average right here would be the reason for buying in for a short position. So the second we saw confirmation, the coin right here decided to short below here. That's when we bought in for a short. It corrected all the way down at 25 cents, but I have not taken out my position just yet. And we're currently slightly, in the profit zone. Nothing too crazy just yet, but we'll see how much lower we're going to be falling to. We do know that there is a bottom support at 25 cents. So if the coin just a little bit later in today decides to consolidate a little bit lower down to 25 cents, then I'll be taking out my profits. But there was a slight consolidation point right here, and then it ultimately broke through this resistance level and we corrected lower. So I feel like as most people were extremely bullish, in the market, which is what I've been discussing as well, we needed to discuss the opposite position of what could have been a correction to the downside. Now, what's very interesting with this market is in the fact that let me just change that, boom, is in the fact that there was a good chance we were going to see most of these coins reverse to the downside as well. We noticed certain resistance points, certain uncertainty points within most of the market. We saw yesterday a clear uncertainty candle, usually referencing the top of the market, usually showing the ultimate, doji forming that usually reverses the market to the downside, which is exactly what's happening. We were also extremely overbought on most of these cryptocurrencies, as I've been telling you guys moments and moments and moments every single video that there is no reason to be buying in just yet because we are so overextended in the market and we are just waiting for the confirmation signal to reverse downwards. We saw dump after dump after dump. The past 3 videos I've been discussing the fact that we've seen, 90 or 80% jumps to the downside and immediate reversals to the downside right after the market shoots up about 40 or 50%. So we're seeing the same thing happen right now, which could be the start of a big reversal to the downside. Ultimately, I think Ethereum has much lower to go. I do believe we'll probably fall down to 815 or consolidate here and then correct lower. Bitcoin is seeing an immediate correction. This also looks a lot bigger due to the fact that we are on the 4-hour chart, but we were a little bit overextended yesterday. The fact is we were trading sideways. I mentioned this over and over and over again. The fact that we saw consolidation, sideways trading always leads to some sort of injection of volume, whether it's, injection out or volume leaves, massive injection or massive volume does take over. So the fact that we started trading sideways with little movement in price ultimately signaled big volume movements. Which direction did we break? We saw the confirmation break below $39,000, immediately corrected back down to the moving average. Exactly right at the perfect level we have been discussing over and over and over again. We had a beautiful uptrend drawn right here, clear as day. And where did the price decide to consolidate back down to? Right to its moving average support and right to the uptrend. So it was literally right on cue. Hopefully you guys bought in, created a position, as did I. The second we saw a break or a breach above this or below this support right here, the second we saw confirmation above or below 39,000, we knew we were going to correct lower, and vice versa. If we knew a confirmation break above 41,000, it was going to shoot up to the upside. This pretty much happens with all these cryptocurrencies. We discussed the opposite. or the position, the opportunity of seeing a correction in Litecoin as well, and vice versa to the upside. It was definitely there. We were waiting for it. The fact that FOMO just kept pumping the prices up, we were just waiting for some sort of correction to pull the coins lower. XRP decided to do the same thing. As we saw a clear double top formation, we breached the support level that we had, the price ceiling and the price floor right here. We broke through the price floor, immediately corrected lower, and we fell all the way down to 25 cents. This happens over and over again within these cryptocurrencies. Most people weren't talking about the fact that we were starting to see potential uncertainty on the markets. Ethereum showed clear signs right here. Bitcoin showed clear signs right here as we were trading sideways, usually referencing a correction to the downside. It's what took over, guys. I don't know how else to explain this. I mean, I discussed it in yesterday's episode. I do know that most people are going to be like, okay, well, your video discussed opportunity for a big surge ahead. It's huge. It was definitely a possibility. We have to consider that as these, channels and formations form, there's a good chance for volume to spike. But also, if you actually watch my videos, you would discuss and understand the fact that there is risk involved with every movement we have. Every single movement we have. If we broke resistance right here at 35 cents, we would clearly be bullish and we would be correcting to the upside. Obviously extremely overvalued, but we would see a correction to the upside. Vice versa. Where did it just go? I don't even know where it went. It disappeared. Whatever. Oh, it went to the upside right here. Let me pull this down. Boom. Okay. So ultimately, what we were discussing is within every single, consolidation that we see, every single channel or sideways trading channel or ascending triangle or symmetrical triangle or reversal, all of them do lead at some point to, risk to the upside, risk to the downside. Ultimately, we saw a double top here. We needed to see confirmation of a break below this 4-hour chart. If we saw below a 4-hour movement and we saw a breach above this moving average right here, we would have corrected to the downside. That's exactly what happened. This was within every single cryptocurrency. It would happen within Ethereum. We saw an immediate correction right here. The second we saw confirmation, a breach below 1157, we would have seen a correction to the downside. I did say that Ethereum is a little risky. I wouldn't be trading within this. But Bitcoin was really where my main focus was at, was XRP and Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a huge consolidation factor. Sideways trading for hours on hours on hours ultimately will lead to some big volume pop. Clearly, it happened in Bitcoin, and we immediately corrected downwards. Otherwise, I do believe this is a great position to capitalize on. We'll just check out the daily chart to see where exactly the coin wants to go after this, if this would like to load for us. But otherwise, I think the market pretty much was dead on. It's what we were anticipating. Markets were extremely overbought. I think this might be the low. No, actually, there's a very big opportunity that Bitcoin is going to head lower, and we may actually see this correct all the way back down to $28,000 very soon. And this could start what could be a big correction to the downside. Ultimately, we already fell about 12%. We could fall another 12% back down to support right here. So I'm anticipating even more lows within Bitcoin at 28,000. XRP could fall even lower, and some of the other cryptocurrencies as well. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.